Today you're going to learn exactly how you can take your dropshipping products and brand them so you can go out there and sell them yourselves, but this time with your brand on them. Let's get into it. So the first thing is first, way back when, I'd say 2 years ago, we were going ahead and starting this particular company. I ordered thousands of units of this, and it's the same exact supplier of Hi Smile. Now I'm opening this up because we have a lot in the corner. And the reason why I never went ahead and pursued this particular company was a lot to do with how the partnership was set up, and I let the company dissolve. For, again, background reasons, I've made another video on this. Or same exact supplier, not same exact product, that Hi Smile had. Again, the pamphlet was all the same. As you can see, the branding inside of it, if I open it up right over here, our logo is just all over the place. We also have the pamphlet in here. So needless to say, this is a really, really good product. The quality is amazing. Even batteries came in this particular light as well. We just have to remove the plastic part in here. And again, the supplier would be doing all, I'm sorry for that really loud noise in your headphones probably. But that's exactly what it would do, right? So I'm gonna walk you through the process of exactly how we went ahead and did all of this. Now, what's really important is that you understand is that this isn't applicable to only this particular type of product or face or teeth whitening products. This can go for any and every product imaginable. So again, I wanna go in and really start off with logo and why it's super important for your logo and color schemes. Now, a lot of people don't realize this, but when you get a logo back from a designer, let's just say like somebody on Fiverr, you get like a PNG and you get other images, you never really get the source files. And the source files are the most important files. Why? Because that's how I can use the logo on a box. That's how I can use the logo on the actual product itself. I can put the logo right on here. The actual source file, which is a .ai, Adobe Illustrator file, that is a source file. Now, why is that important for you to have? And a lot of people don't realize this, but the source file allows you to go ahead and use that image for absolutely any surface, anything you could possibly imagine. If you wanted to make it the size of a car, an AI file, an Adobe Illustrator file will allow you to go ahead and make that image as big as you possibly want or as small as you possibly want. So with a PNG file, a JPEG, that image is only set to those dimensions that you receive the image on. So if it's a 600 width by 200 height, that's your limitations there. And if you try to put it on a box, it's gonna look all pixelated. So you wanna make sure you actually have an AI file, an Adobe Illustrator file, or you ask your designer for the source file. So next up is color. Now, color is very important because of the fact that you want to make sure whatever your logo is or whatever your brand identity is, it fits on any surface. You need to envision this for a longer term play, meaning that if you have a logo that is white and a little bit of black, you have to really understand that putting it on, let's just say, a box like this is not going to look good. Putting it on a website with a white background is not going to look good. Putting it on a shirt that's black might look good, but again, you have to understand and know where that logo is going. Ideally, you have to keep in mind the long-term play and kind of think about the longer term when it comes down to your logo. Very, very, very important that you really understand where your logo is going to go. If you have a fidget spinner and you want to have a logo on a fidget spinner, again, theoretically, you have to understand that your fidget spinner might come in different colors. So what's one neutral color that all of the fidget spinners that you'll get mass produced, what is that one color that will look good on all of them across the board? Now let me discuss one of the biggest problems, which is fulfillment. I'm gonna give you two options and I'm gonna tell you the ones that I went ahead and used. Well, technically there's more than two, but I'm gonna tell you the one that I use and the two that I wish I set myself up to use. So you have 3PL and you also have suppliers, and then you have in-house. So doing it yourself and hiring people to do that, which is what I did for Vivere. Now the reason why I did that for Vivere when we started it up was because we were just getting started. For the record, we ended up going ahead and making like a few $1,000s. It wasn't anything crazy. I definitely lost money on it, but in-house I had more control and watching the process as it happened. However, if I can go back and redo it, I would use a 3PL, which is a third-party logistics company. So what is a 3PL exactly? A 3PL is a company where, think about it like Amazon. You go ahead and you contract the supplier to create, let's just say, 1,000 units of these. And the supplier, the manufacturer, they're gonna go ahead and ship the product to a warehouse. And this warehouse is a third-party logistics company. And what they do is every single day you get orders, you send them a CSV file, they package it up, they label it, and they have their shipping provider, whether it's UPS, FedEx, USPS, they go ahead and they send your packages to them, and everything is handled for you basically. I don't want to get too deep into it and confuse people. So all you have to do is just send your products over to the 3PL, and the 3PL goes ahead and they do all the fulfillment. And typically you can expect to pay $1 to $2 extra for every single unit on top of shipping costs. So if it's flat rate to get this in the US, delivered in the US for $6, I would go ahead and pay for the shipping cost plus an extra $1 or $2 for the actual service cost. So it might cost me $8 to get this delivered. So does that $2 justify the extra cost in there in order to have it all automated for you? Yes, it does. Not only that, but it's faster than you'll be able to do it yourself when you're first starting out. So I definitely would recommend a 3PL when you're starting out. However, a lot of you might not know where to go and get a 3PL. So again, you can just run simple Google searches. You can take a look at third-party logistics companies, whatever it is. Another thing that I would consider is for the beginners out there that want to go ahead and try this out, what I would suggest is you guys work with your actual manufacturer and see if they have any agents that are willing to send out your units. Now, the drawback of this is that it's going to be coming from China. So even though your product still has the logo on it, the delivery times become a tiny bit longer as well. So 3PL, you have to pay that $1 to $2 extra, plus you have to have the entire shipment shipped from China over, which, let me just tell you, depending what you're shipping, can be a really big hassle because for this product, since it's something that could be digestible, I had to go through the FDA clearance, and that's a whole other fees in itself. And it wasn't a hassle. It was really easy because the shipping, I think it was UPS, they handled it for me, but it was just the back and forth, how they hold some packages, and it was just a nightmare to go through. But again, now I know the entire process and how it works really seamlessly, so I'll never have to face that again. But for those of you that are wondering, you can have your manufacturer either, number one, they ship it for you, or number two, they can go ahead and get an agent, and that agent can ship it for you. But like I said, it does take anywhere from 5 to 8 days longer than getting a third-party fulfillment center, but it's also cheaper. So you have to weigh the pros and cons here and fit what works best for you. Now let me just talk about suppliers really quickly. Where can you get these suppliers? Well, Alibaba.com is going to be the best source for you to go to. They are going to have the best quality products. They will also have the cheapest quality products. Now, what I will tell you is that when you're brokering deals with these manufacturers, you need to understand that they have really, really big wiggle room. So typically anywhere from 10 to 30% of what they quote you for every single unit, you can get discounted. So let's just say one of the units that you're buying is $4. You can get it to roughly $2.70, or anywhere from $2.70 all the way to $3.25 per unit shipped. That includes the shipping per unit in that cost. So $2.70 if the product is $4 originally for every single unit, you can get it to like $2.50, $2.70 not shipped, $3.25 shipped, which is great because 75 cents on an extra 1,000 units at $750 extra into your pocket in the long term, or an extra $750 that you can go ahead and use to go and advertise with. So there's a lot that you can do here. You have a lot of wiggle room when it comes to working with suppliers that not a lot of people know about. They just take that, hey, it's $4 per unit. I was picking it up on AliExpress for $19 a unit. This is phenomenal. But you want to keep on lowering your prices because, again, you're ordering bulk here. And if you work with them long term, your prices are going to dramatically decrease over time. Why? Because you keep on negotiating. Let's say you order 500 units at $4. Then you go ahead and say, okay, now I want 1,000 units, but I want it at $3. And you say, okay, 2,000 units at $2.40, $2.60. And over time, it'll go ahead, and obviously they need to make some money as well, but over time, your unit cost will just be super, super low. So again, that's exactly what I wanted to share with you in regards to suppliers. Recently, I had a dropshipping store within the last 3 months that cleared over $700,000. If you want to take a look at that video, click right over here and you'll be taken right there. Dan Fam Notification Squad, make sure you subscribe and shoot me a thumbs up on this video if you like content like this so I can start creating more of this material. Again, This is a little bit more advanced rather than just the generic dropshipping that we talk about, but it's information that I do believe is crucial for those of you that want to take it to the next step. I'll see you soon.